What up, folks? This is Frank, your favorite sorcerer, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about energy healing. Alright. Now, a lot of people will probably be quite surprised to hear me talk about this subject, right? Oh, Frank White, the Dark Sorcerer, talks about energy healing. What happened? What happened? Has this world gone crazy? Well, here's how I see it. Okay, any warrior that goes into battle without knowing at least a little bit about the healing arts is foolish. All right, and in the same way, any sorcerer, any magician has to understand how to rebalance and reharmonize one's energy bodies and the different layers of them. Okay. Now there are a couple of implications, or many, and I'm just going to mention a couple of them, or one or two. See, the manifestation process works kind of like this. Okay, you begin with an idea, all right, that is not very concrete, but it kind of like captures what it is that you want to bring into this world, right? Now, by focusing on it and maybe sigilizing it, or kind of like writing it down as a concrete desire, you bring it into a plane or subtle realm that is closer to the physical than what was out there before. Before that, it was kind of like vague desire, and then you brought it closer. Okay, now at that point, it is about energizing that. Okay, that what you have made a concrete thought form, you have to now begin to energize. And the only difference between a thought form that is still in the spirit realm and what is manifested physically is the amount of energy that was put into it. That's the only difference. Literally, that's the only difference between the two. Okay? Now, in witchcraft, or in magic, the energy that we feed the thought form or the desire is usually emotional energy that is released within the ritual. We give certain offerings to different spiritual forces so that they can work on our behalf in the physical. Okay. This is, by the way, also the reason why you have or should use incense when you evoke a spirit, an entity. Right? You got to understand that this non-physical entity has to condense down into the physical in order for you to be able to communicate with it, right? Now, this takes energy, and if you don't give it energy, it will take it from somewhere, and this will usually be you. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, always make sure that you give the spirits that you work with something back in return, and they're working for you. They're doing something. Okay, there's a law of exchange in the universe, and it also applies to the spirit plane. If you want them to work for you, to be eager to work for you, to be actual friendly spirits, that's what they call, right? Familiar or friendly spirits. You gotta make them willing to be friendly, right? You gotta give them energy, right? No. See, you exist in all of those levels at the same time. Okay, you're not just a physical being. A physical body is the physical body that you have is. It's a very, very tiny percentage of what you actually are. Okay, for the most part, the physical body is empty space. Literally, it's empty space. Okay, that's just a fact. Okay, and if we took the vacuum out of you, the empty space, what was left in terms of mass would be very, very, very small, and actually microscopically small. Okay, but See, you exist in all of those levels of density. You exist at a level of pure idea, thought, pure spirit. You exist in the realm of emotion. You exist. You have a mental body, a causal body, and all of that stuff, as well as a physical body. Okay, and they're not necessarily stacked upon each other. They're constantly permeating each other. You know. Now, for you to be able to be good at manifesting and to have a clear communication with the higher levels and the lower levels, and be able to be able to travel back and forth, and to be an actual sorcerer, okay, this is what it is about, man. You're the gateway between the worlds. Okay, as a magician, you are, yeah, the gateway. You are the gateway. You are the one that connects the invisible with the visible world. Okay, and with that comes a lot of manifestation power, right? But in order to have that at your disposal, you yourself have to have all of those levels accessible to you at will. Okay, now what does that mean? If you have closed off chakras, if you have a lot of energy blocks, okay, if you have a lot of unresolved issues energetically, and emotional traumas and all of that, you will not be able to access your full potential when it comes to that. Okay, it's dead weight that will just slow you down. All right, so energy work is extremely, extremely, extremely important, and not just from a perspective of being more balanced and you know, being in a better mood or whatnot. No, it's actually, it has a lot of practical value for your magic. Okay, in fact, if you don't have well developed, well open chakras and very few energy blocks, you will be not very good at manifesting. Okay? Your intuition is also going to suck. All right, because look, these insights, these intuitions, this knowingness without clearly knowing where it comes from, is a function of a certain energy level that you're connected to. Okay, so these intuitions and the messages from the spirits and all of that can only come through once you have accessed these different layers of yourself. Okay, have a working relationship with your inner self. Work on your energy centers. Open your chakras. Work on them on a regular basis. Okay, you take showers on a daily basis for your physical body, right? How often do you cleanse your energy body? And this leads me to the next point, because if you look at the average person that has no spiritual practice, doesn't meditate, feeds their system all kinds of hate mongering and negative news and all of this shit, their energy bodies will be messed up. You know what I mean? Any strong emotional reaction that you have, okay, and that will create certain effects in your energy bodies, okay, and according to that, your energy reality interpretation or reality production, which is what magic is, will be distorted. Okay. So most people have a distorted view on reality. Okay. They're not even living in the present moment. Okay. They're constantly contemplating something in the future. They're thinking about something that happened in the past, and usually not even something that happened in their own lives, but something that has been implanted into their subconscious by mass media. That's fucked up, You're giving all of your power away. to institutions that don't give a shit about you. Okay, they have a certain agenda, but that is not in your best interest, obviously, right? If it was that way, the world would look very different. Okay, but also understand that you are giving that power away. You're giving that power away. Your mind, your energy, your spirit is supposed to be used to your advantage. Okay. Now, I probably should mention a third point here, where we live in a world where there are many, many malignant, negative entities around, okay, all the time. And they will use any and every opening that you give them. What does that mean? You know, there are constantly spirits transferred between people, specifically in public places and where a lot of people come together. Energy is being transferred with that spirits all the time. It's very common that you will just pick up something from a person. How often have you felt something like just moving over to you, and you felt something like shift in your reality like instantaneously, and it came usually through the solar plexus. You know, that's where you felt it. It didn't come through the solar plexus. It actually came through the eyes most of the time, because that's where most of the energy is being transferred. Eyes and the fingers. But yeah, through your psychic centers, you took on another person's energy, right? And yeah, that's how spirits change their hosts. That's how they move around, and they will trigger whatever energy they want at that moment. Okay, so if they thrive on the energy of worry and negative emotions and despair and anger, they will trigger that within you if you give them the opportunity to do so. What is the opportunity to do so? It's being unconscious. It's not being in control and aware of what makes you tick. Okay, leaving parts of your energy body not taken care of. Okay, because that's what it is actually about. The more awareness you will develop, the more you will be in control over your energy, and the less these negative entities will have access to you. Okay. Now, having understood that the manifestation process has your emotions and how you feel about certain things as one of its crucial parts, right? You don't want to like be like abused by a spirit like that, because that's what it actually is. You know, it's that spirit is abusing you at that point. Okay, and you keep sending out that vibration, you keep sending out that energy, and guess what's going to come into your life more and more and more. Okay, so you should be in control of the manifestations in your life. And you know, most people don't even use incense or something like that. You know, like at least your home. Keep your home clean, okay? Keep it free from negative entities. How do you do that? You know, very simple. Just use incense. Just use incense to clean the atmosphere. You will feel it. It will feel as if like a shadow lifts up, okay? And you can think clearly. You can actually let go of that bullshit that you were like that was going on in your environment or at work or wherever, and you can relax easier. And it's just a more pleasant way of being. Okay, have an altar for protective spirits and whatnot. Okay, build a relationship with your ancestors, something that gives you a connection to something higher. Okay, and just these simple steps will completely transform your experience here. Okay, you will no longer spend like half the night contemplating something somebody said that day at work. Okay, it's completely unnecessary. You can let all of that go. You can let all of that go. understand that once you embrace your spirituality, once you work with energy, you will have so much more control over your life, over your circumstances, over people, and over, you know, the direction, the general direction of your life. And it's just, you know, it's sometimes really just it's just fucked up to see what some people struggle with, which is completely unnecessary, you know. And we all have traumas, you know. We all have we've all had negative experiences. We've all had pain inflicted upon us. But you can let go of it. You can heal. You can heal. You can restore the balance that was there when you were just a clean slate. Okay? You can come back to that. Okay? So, I'll leave it at that. I think this message is clear. And rebellion, liberation, and mastery. See you in the next video. Bye.